Nice opinion. Just one tiny problem with it. Inspecting your post, it looks like your opinion is different from mine. Let me tell you something. I am the baseline for opinions. Any opinion I hold is objectively correct, and as a result, any other opinions are wrong. Guess what? You happen to hold a wrong one. I hope you know that your opinion is now illegal. I have contacted the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the Navy SEALs, Secret Service, and your mom. You'll be sorry you ever shared your opinions. By the time you're reading this, you'll be done for. Nature will punish you. Humanity will punish you. Supernatural beings will punish you. Space will punish you. We decided just to make sure we'll nuke your house from orbit, so there's no chance you can run away. Everyone will know you will die. It's a small price to pay to remove your wrong opinion from this world.
All right, welcome back to another live stream where we're going to talk about Vitaly for once in a good while, which he's been deported back to Russia, which we talked about Monday. But we're going to react a video to this, and we're going to do the other reactions as well. So again, if you are rewatching, like, subscribe if you want to, and comment on things I talk about. All right, and we're going to start with the Vitaly thing, then work on the other stuff later.
Vitaly's case is finally coming to a close with his deportation. Of course, this is a legal mindset where we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is a fast facts video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So this is one that I had to, coming off of my flight, jet lagged, not even having the right camera set up here, I had to get out to you guys because it's so important as it finally is coming to a close in the case of Vitaly in the Philippines. This is something that many people have been asking for, and we're going to give you a little bit of an overview here, of course, on my very short but to the point PowerPoint that gets into this on the deportation of Vitaly. So Vitaly, as you may know, started out as a guy who went over to the Philippines to do some filming, to do some nuisance streaming, and
he harassed people too.
And he ended up finding out, as he indeed was arrested by Philippine authorities and brought on several different charges. And you can see here, this is the look he had in the beginning when he was very defiant. He was speaking back. He was kind of talking over the administrators. That's Ramula right over here on the right. Who was also here holding up the hand as well in the left. And you can see he is a changed man. The look on Vitaly after 9 months in detention certainly is completely different. He looks like a changed man from the appearance. But what were the charges? As a reminder, there were 3 counts of unjust vexation. So this is a misdemeanor involving annoyance or harassment without cause. So going and bothering somebody without any justifiable reason, any reasonable justification for that, that is punishable by up to, if you get all the aggravating factors, 18 months total. Now, typically the amount would be less. So where we have here where he served 9 months in detention, that is beyond the standard punishment for unjust vexation. Now, we can make the argument that had they taken this all the way, had they pursued this, he could have gotten 18 months total. It's possible, theoretically. However, that is the absolute maximum. And once again, many jurisdictions tend not to impose the absolute maximum, particularly if you're a first-time offender. There also was theft for stealing items during the live streams, but this charge was later dismissed by the prosecutor's office due to insufficient evidence. Also, there was potential public harassment, which is a charge which can be separate, but apparently that was mostly encompassed within the vexation charges, so they decided not to bring that as a separate charge. So what do we have? Well, we have Vitaly, who was arrested on April 2nd, 2025, spent almost 9 months at detention facilities such as the Bureau of Immigration, Bicutan Detention Center. So he's been behind bars. He's been locked up for 9 months in a Philippine prison. Now, of course, this was awaiting all of this process. Once again, as we say in the trial of Vitaly and with Ramsey Khalid Ismail, the process itself is the punishment. The waiting is often the punishment. And now, he was classified as an undesirable alien. This is something that was distinguished very, very early, which means they did not want to keep him around after.
I mean, neither Russia nor the U.S. wanted him.
he served his time. So as soon as that time was done, as soon as they adjudicated everything, he was to be deported immediately. The United States refused to take him. Therefore, he's got to go back to his mother country, Mother Russia. Now, there's been a lot of speculation on whether or not Vitaly will have to go to the front lines in Ukraine. Well, hold on now. The age limit for conscription is typically 30. Vitaly's 33. So he's over the age limit. He's too old. He's too busted for conscription. Now, that doesn't apply to reservists. However, reservists typically have to have some sort of prior military experience or some skills. He does not appear to have the skills or the military experience to classify as reservist. Now, previously, if he had dodged the registration or draft notices or any other sort of legal procedure to get out of serving what he should have served in Russia, he could be fined. That is very, very possible. So there's possible of fines being levied on him, et cetera, when he goes back to Russia. So we're going to follow this as he hits Russia and see what happens to him when he goes there, what may happen, what penalties or other punishments may be levied on him in Russia. But this is what we have as of now. He is officially deported after 9 months. What do I think on that? What do I think on this? I think this is a fairly just outcome, given the fact he spent half of the time of what predictably would have been the maximum sentence of 18 months. So 18 months was what we're looking at the absolute maximum. He served 9. That seems to be fair, and the Philippines is happy with it. And once again, when we think about these cases, whether it's this case or any other cases for nuisance streamers, whether in Japan, Korea, or anywhere else, we look at the people of the country. If those people feel like justice has been served, then we have to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, it looks like this was sufficient for the Philippines and sufficient for him to, to have given back for what was taken.
I mean, if the people in the Philippines feel satisfied, then who's to complain about it?
In terms of the violations and the crimes he committed. So what do you guys think in the comments below? I wanted to let you guys have that opportunity to disagree with me, to maybe give your opinion. Should he have been there longer? Should they have gone for all 18 months? What do you think in the comments below? I will catch you on the next one.
I mean, maybe they could have extended it, but I mean, he's going back to his home country. So, all right. With that, I put it in the description, so if anyone wants to watch the actual video, go watch the actual video. But now we're gonna, go over to my other reaction. So, all right, here we go. 17. Yeah, we're gonna full screen it, and there. Actually, yeah. Oh, just this medium. Okay. Anyway, actually, I don't need.
With 13 members.
I don't need that.
Multiple
Anyway.
subunits. And one system. Turning chaos into masterpiece, this is how it all comes together. In 2013, Pledis Entertainment began assembling what would become 17. As the training process for 17 dragged on, the headcount kept climbing. By the time pre-debut content started airing, the lineup had reached 13 members. The industry standard back in 2013 was smaller, having 5 to 9 members, with clear role distribution and minimal overlap. "13 meant chaos unless something fundamental changed. Pledis Entertainment began sorting trainees by fixed unit, vocal, rap, and performance. Not to limit what each member could do, but giving each member a home base, a role where their contribution mattered most. That system created accountability. If the rap verse dragged, that was on the hip-hop unit. If the choreography wasn't sharp, the performance unit owned that failure. By early 2015, the structure was locked. Vocal unit had 5 members, hip-hop unit had 4, performance unit had 4. The industry watched with skepticism, but 17's subunit system solved the core problem of how to make 13 individuals feel necessary instead of too much. That system went public on the 26th of May 2015 when 17 debuted with Adore You. The music video opened with all 13 members, but if you look closely, the structure became visible. The vocal unit carried the chorus. The hip-hop unit held the verses. The performance unit led the choreography. Each section had a distinct energy, and the transitions were seamless. Woozy, leader of the vocal unit, co-composed and arranged the track. The hip-hop unit members wrote their own rap verses, which was a rarity for debut groups at the time, and the choreography was primarily created by Hoshi, the leader of the performance unit. The result? The debut EP 17 Karat peaked at number 8 on the Billboard World Albums chart. The debut stage showed their sub-unit system in action. Vocal unit members handled live stability. Hip-hop unit owned the mic during rap breaks, and performance unit kept formation tight during transitions. There were no weak links because no one was trying to do everything. With the foundation set, each unit began developing its identity, starting with the vocal unit. Woozy, Jonghan, Joshua, DK, Sungkwan, they became the emotional anchor of every 17 release. Their role was consistency. Whether 17 was doing the bright pop of Pretty You or the theatrical concept of rock, the vocal unit made sure it still sounded like 17. Woozy's role here is critical. As the group's primary producer, he shaped how all 3 units interacted musically. He knew how to write for the rappers and how to compose for the dancers. And within the unit, the balance was engineered perfectly. The vocal unit's strength was tonal diversity within unity. DK and Sungkwan handled power vocals, Jonghan and Joshua provided softer contrast, and Woozy bridged the gap. This range meant the vocal unit could carry a ballad, anchor a pop track, or add depth to a performance-heavy song without feeling out of place. Unit tracks like Habit and Pinwheel showcased the vocal unit outside the 13-member format, proving they could function independently while reinforcing the larger group's identity. As the years goes by, the vocal unit had become inseparable from 17's identity, giving fans the expectation of vocal stability alongside performance.
Copilot, read these reviews and distill them into a visual summary.
Dang it.
Another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and cranny splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a
Power. While the vocal unit provided emotional continuity, the hip-hop unit, S-Coops, Wanwoo, Mingyu, and Vernon provided the creative control. Since debut onward, the hip-hop unit contributed to their own lyrics, often crediting all 4 members on the same track. 17's identity as a self-producing idols depended on this unit maintaining narrative control. The 4 members had distinct styles. Their early track Check-In established this identity of minimal production, conversational lyrics, and no performative toughness. Later tracks like Trauma and Monster added depth without abandoning the core approach, allowing 17 to pivot from genre to genre without it feeling forced. The hip-hop unit role in 17 is important. Without them, 17's performances would have been a series of melodic peaks with no connective tissue. By their 5th year, the hip-hop unit had contributed writing credits to nearly every title track, expanding their role from rapping to co-authoring the group's entire discography. If the hip-hop unit authored the narrative, the performance unit, Hoshi, June, The 8, and Dino wrote the movement. Hoshi treated choreography as a language of its own. With 13 bodies on stage, complex movement can easily look messy. The performance unit's genius was prioritizing clarity over difficulty. They tested formations, adjusted spacing, and ensured that every movement served a purpose. 17's reputation for precision came from the performance unit designing choreography that was as functional as they looked good. This philosophy separated 17 from groups that relied on complexity for its own sake. Unit tracks like Lily, Yabe, and Moonwalker gave the performance unit room to experiment outside the 13-member format. These songs were laboratories, where the performance unit tested ideas, then adapted successful elements into the full group choreography. The performance unit also handled stage direction during live performances, deciding when to break formation, when to isolate members, when to use the full stage versus clustering in the center. 17's visual signature is rooted in the performance unit's ability to treat movement as a medium of composition, proving that their music is meant to be seen as much as it is heard. But 3 separate units needed coordination, and by 2017, that coordination had formalized into the leaders unit. S-Cubes, Woozy, and Hoshi emerged as a functional necessity. 13 members meant 13 opinions, and without a mediation structure, decision-making could have fractured the group. The leaders unit solved this by creating a 3-person executive layer. Each leader represented their unit's needs, but all 3 shared accountability for the group's direction. S-Coops, as 17's official leader, mediated between the group and the company. Woozy controlled the musical direction that includes production, composition, arrangement. Hoshi managed performance logistics. The choreography, stage design, concert pacing. This workflow prevented gridlock and ensured every unit's voice was heard without drowning the process in endless discussion. The leaders unit formalized in 2017 with Change Up, their first dedicated unit track. The song was upbeat, funk-driven, and sonically distinct from 17's typical output. It demonstrated that the 3 leaders could function as a creative unit, separate from their leadership roles. The leaders unit also handled conflict resolution. When tensions arose between members, the 3 leaders intervened before problems escalated. By balancing their experimental artistry with their roles as the group's emotional anchors, the leaders unit proved to be the structural foundation upon which 17's longevity was built.
My kids can't hide anything from me.
I'm home.
Especially when they've been using toilet paper that doesn't hold up.
Charmin Ultra Strong has a diamond.
Now, not every unit needed to follow the core structure's logic, and BSS proved it. Busok Soon, DK, Hoshi, and Soonkwon actually didn't make sense on first thought. The trio pulled from 2 official units, DK and Soonkwon from vocal, Hoshi from performance. The 3 members shared a specific kind of charisma, loud, playful, and unfiltered. They thrived in variety show formats and often brought humor to situations that other members approached with restraint. The unit debuted unofficially through 17's 2018 reality content and variety appearances. DK, Hoshi, and Soonkwon naturally gravitated toward each other during games and interviews. Their first single, Just Do It, released in March 2018, was bright, silly, and designed for viral moments rather than critical acclaim. BSS was an escape valve where the group could be ridiculous without compromising their main discography's tone. BSS became notable subunit because it served a function beyond entertainment. During intense comeback cycles or emotionally heavy concepts, BSS provided balance. Fans could watch 17 perform a dark, theatrical title track, then see Busok Soon release a video of the same members dancing in animal costumes. The unit released their first full single album, Second Wind, in February 2023, with the title track, Fighting. The song carried emotional weight about perseverance and pressure, breaking records for K-pop subunit first week sales and earning Busok Soon their first Daesong Award. By 2024, Busok Soon had become a fixture in 17's ecosystem, proving that subunits could be a chart-topping powerhouse in its own right, existing purely to boost morale. By 2024, the subunit system had matured enough to recognize pairings that had been building quietly for years. Jonghan and Wonwoo had existed as an unofficial duo long before their formal debut. Jonghan, from the vocal unit, is known for his ethereal tone and playful personality. Wonwoo, from the hip-hop unit, is defined by his deep voice and reserved demeanor. The duo's official debut arrived on the 17th of June, 2024, with the single album This Man. The title track was atmospheric and mid-tempo, built around layered production that gave both voices space to breathe. The song highlighted their differences and let those differences create tension between Jonghan's melodic threads and Wonwoo's spoken word rap style. The album's second track, Beautiful Monster, continued this approach, with moody, introspective, designed for headphones rather than stages. What made JXW significant was the timing. The duo could have debuted in 2018 or 2020. Their chemistry was always there, but the system waited. It waited until both members had developed enough individually that their collaboration would reveal something new, not just replicate what their respective units already provided. JXW proved that 17's subunit system wasn't a pick and play, but knowing when the right moment had arrived. JXW opened the door for more unexpected pairings, and early 2025 brought another, Hoshi and Woozi, collectively known as HXW. They'd collaborated constantly behind the scenes for a decade, and while tracks like 2017's Bring It had teased their explosive chemistry, they had never operated as a fully branded, standalone unit. The duo officially debuted in early 2025 with a single album that showcased their creative synergy. The title track blended Woozi's production sensibilities with Hoshi's performance-driven approach, resulting in a sound that balanced melody with rhythmic complexity. Woozi handled the vocal sections with his characteristic precision, while Hoshi brought dynamic delivery that straddled singing and rapping. It was a partnership between two leaders who'd been building 17's sound and movement vocabulary for years. HXW's demonstrated that leadership didn't preclude artistry, and that the two members most responsible for 17's creative infrastructure could step out from behind that infrastructure and exist as performers in their own right.
I traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for coverage that fits my business and bottom line.
Yeah, all for low rates. Ah!
You okay?
Yeah, it's not real.
Oh, good.
But I still don't like it.
Get a quote to see how much you could save.
Ah, dang it.
Right. The momentum continued in 2025 with CXM, S-Cubes and Mingyu finally receiving an official debut. The pairing had existed conceptually since 2019, recognized by fans as a stabilizing force within the hip-hop unit. S-Cubes was the group's leader. Mingyu was the visual center. Together, they represented a balance between authority and presence, leadership and star power. Their official debut in 2025 leaned into what exactly made CXM compelling. S-Cubes brought his signature steady delivery, commanding without shouting. Mingyu added power and versatility, his deeper tone contrasting with S-Cubes' rhythmic precision. The title track was hip-hop forward with heavy bass, sharp production, and minimal melodic distractions. Two members who'd been holding down the hip-hop unit for a decade, now claiming space as a duo. And then came DK and Seungkwan. By 2025, 17 had established a clear pattern with duo debuts, unexpected pairings, and cross-unit chemistry. DK and Seungkwan broke that pattern. Both of them were from the vocal unit. Both were main vocalists. While the two had shared the spotlight as a vocal duo as early as 2016 with the ballad Say Yes, those early collaborations were viewed as extensions of their roles within the vocal unit. This new debut is something different. The subunit system didn't rush this obvious combination. It had waited 10 years until the members had developed enough individually that their collaboration would reveal total maturity. The upcoming title track for the duo Blue promises to build on that intimacy. From the teasers, the production sounds beautifully minimal, leaning on piano and strings, to give both voices maximum space. We expect to hear DK's sharpened control in the higher registers, while Seungkwan grounds the track in the mid-range, providing those layered harmonies that have become their signature. DXS serves as proof that 17 subunit system hasn't fossilized. The group isn't just repeating successful formulas, they are responding to where the members are as artists right now, being more mature, more confident, and more willing to let vulnerability guide their creative decisions. This debut is the natural result of two vocalists reaching a point where collaboration makes sense artistically, not just commercially. While official duo units captured promotional focus, other pairings has existed in 17's ecosystem without formal debuts. These were the line units, groupings based on birth year, nationality, or age, rather than skill or creative direction. The 97 line, DK Mingyu the 8, bonded through shared experiences of debuting at the same age. The China line, June and the 8, connected through language and cultural background. The Maknae line centered around Dino and younger members navigating their roles within a large group. These units didn't release music or receive dedicated promotional cycles, but they mattered. Line units served a different function than skill-based subunits. They provided emotional support and social structure outside of creative roles. Line units were about connection. The bonds were real, even if they never translated into official music.
귀엽지 않아요? 안 귀여우세요? 죄송해요.
17's subunit system was revolutionary because it was sustainable. By 2025, the group had operated under this structure for a decade. While other groups from their era simplified or disbanded, 17's system only deepened. The key was recognizing what needed to stay fixed and what needed to adapt. The three core units, being vocal, hip-hop, and performance, never changed. Every member remained in their primary unit from debut through 2025. That consistency provided stability. Members knew their role, understood their value, and could grow within a clear framework. But everything built on top of that foundation remained fluid. Duo units could form when chemistry emerged. Temporary album-based units could experiment without risk. Leaders could step into the spotlight without abandoning their leadership roles. The system held because the foundation was solid and everything else was designed to move. 17 subunits exist because 13 is too many for chaos and too few for irrelevance. The system turns a logistical challenge into a creative advantage. It's why every member stays. It's why every comeback feels cohesive, despite spanning multiple genres. It's why 17, a decade into their career, still operates like a group with something to prove. The subunit system listens, and it evolves. And as long as that remains true, 17 subunits will continue to work. 17 dared to be bold. Will you?
All right, this is I did link this. Okay, I'm back. This is linked, so, but we're only gonna, okay, we're going to do the other one, though. If that makes sense. All right.
Predict which player will have over 100 tackles and create a profile.
That's the guy.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming.
The 29th of April, the story ended. For Wiz Ones, it was 2.5 years of blessings, a group that felt too perfect to be temporary. But after the lights went out, one question stayed. What?
But it's also painful at the same time. It's like, unlike G-Friend, which I talked about, they actually had a goodbye.
Happens next. The separation began almost immediately. June 2021 marked the first clear step forward. On June 19, Miyawaki Sakura held her graduation concert from HKT48. The title, Bouquet, felt fitting. A farewell, but also something handed forward. 8 days later, on June 27, she stood on the HKT48 theater stage for the final time. Before leaving Japan, Sakura revealed another side of her plans by launching her cosmetic brand, Cran by Molac. By August, movement came from multiple directions at once. On August 24, Kwon Yoonbi became the first IZ*ONE member to debut solo. Her mini-album Open dropped with the title track, Door. The symbolism was quiet, but obvious. The leader who had carried IZ*ONE through difficult moments now stepped forward alone. The music leaned mature and steady, showing the direction she wanted to take. That same night, Lee Chae-yeon entered a completely different kind of spotlight. She joined the dance crew Want on Mnet's Street Woman Fighter, a stage without the usual protections of idol life. No vocals, no image protection, only skill. Want finished 7th overall, but Chae-yeon proved she belonged among dancers who had been working as professional dancers for years. Sakura returned to Korea in August as well. She signed with HYBE, one of the biggest entertainment companies in K-pop. It felt like something big was about to come. October brought another shift. On October 7, Jo Yuri debuted solo with Glassy. With 2 members now standing alone, the contrast became clear. Yuri leaned into emotional delivery and vocal focus, choosing a different musical direction from Yoonbi. Choi Yena took a different route. While rumors of a solo debut followed her, the music never came, at least not yet. Instead, she appeared regularly on variety shows, quickly becoming one of the most booked faces on shows like Animal Detective and Girls' High School Mystery Class. In Japan, Honda Hitomi also looked beyond performance. On October 21, she launched her own cosmetic brand, No Tone, balancing business ambitions while continuing activities with AKB48. November arrived quietly, then answered months of silence. Kim Chae-won had vanished from public view after disbandment, leaving fans guessing. The reason finally became clear. She had signed with Source Music under HYBE, the same company Sakura had joined. Things started to make sense. Something new was coming together. Kim Minju received a similar offer from HYBE. She chose not to take it. Rather than returning to the stage, she turned toward acting, choosing to become an actress rather than returning to idol activities. December changed the pace entirely. On December 1, Yoojin and Wonyoung debuted together in IVE under Starship Entertainment. The youngest members now stood at the front of a new group. 11 climbed charts quickly, its choreography spreading just as fast. From the start, IVE looked confident, expensive, and well-prepared. That same day in Japan, Yabuki Nako stood at the center of HKT48's second album, Outstanding. While Yujin and Wonyoung stepped forward in Korea, Nako reclaimed her position at home. 2 paths, 2 countries, 1 date. December 22 added another layer. Haewon released a special winter album titled W, balancing music with her growing interest in acting. Days later, on December 28, she made her acting debut in the web series Best Mistake Season 3, focusing more on acting while still releasing music. By the end of 2021, the picture had fully shifted. Some members debuted again. Some chose solo careers, some built businesses, others stepped into acting. The group had not disappeared. It had divided into 12 directions. The question left behind was simple. Could those paths hold on their own? 2022 opened with things already moving. IVE's 11 continued climbing charts into the new year. Yujin and Wonyoung had carried their audience with them. Fans who followed IZ*ONE stayed. New listeners arrived through the song and its choreography. IVE quickly settled into the picture as more than a post-project debut. On January 17, Choi Yena made her solo debut with under Yuewa Entertainment. The title track matched her immediately. Bright, playful, and energetic. During IZ*ONE, Yena had been the member who kept the mood light on camera. Her solo music followed that same direction, leaning into personality rather than image. In Japan, Hitomi reached a major milestone. She was finally chosen as center for AKB48's 59th single. After returning from IZ*ONE, she had steadily risen within the group. This moment confirmed her position. April brought IVE's first comeback. Love Dive arrived stronger than 11.
Song of the Year 수상자는 IVE 축하합니다.
The song swept multiple Song of the Year awards. In just 4 months, IVE had moved from a strong debut to a group sitting at the center of attention. The 2nd of May 2022 marked a massive moment. Sakura and Chae-won debuted together in Le Seraphim under Source Music and Hybe. Their first mini-album introduced a group built on confidence and directness. For Sakura, this was her 3rd debut. For Chae-won, it was her 2nd, and her first time leading a group. Le Seraphim entered the scene immediately, not quietly. The balance shifted.
But
2 former IZ*ONE members at the front of IVE. 2 former IZ*ONE members at the front of Le Seraphim. Same generation, same charts, same stages. It created a friendly competition. In August, Le Seraphim returned with the song leaned bold and rhythmic, carrying a message about handling pressure. The song became a massive hit. It pushed the group further, especially outside Korea. IVE came the same month with Afterlight, continuing their run without slowing down. That's when the paths crossed again. Former groupmates met again on music shows, this time on opposite sides. Fans who once voted together had to split their support. The competition stayed polite, but it was clear. October brought more movement. On October 12, Lee Chae-yeon debuted solo with Hush Rush under WM Entertainment. The release highlighted her vocals and style. Audiences received it in line with her reputation. 4 days later, Nako announced her graduation from HKT48 at the group's 11th anniversary concert. Like Sakura before her, she was preparing to step away from the Japanese idol system. Around this period, both Nako and Hitomi began turning toward acting. For Nako, it meant returning to work she had started as a child. For Hitomi, it meant exploring something new. The year continued without pause. Yoonbi released and expanding her solo catalog. She also appeared in a musical, adding another layer to her work. Yuri continued her Y-Waltz series with
rules, commands, MCP servers, subagents, modes, hooks, tools. There's a lot of stuff.
And made her acting debut in the web series Mimicus. Haewon continued building her acting resume through multiple projects. Minju, already experienced as a music show MC, signed with Management Soup to focus on acting. She appeared in The Forbidden Marriage and received the 2022 MBC Drama Award for Best New Actress. By the end of 2022, everything was running smoothly. All 12 were moving at once. The question no longer sat on whether they could stand on their own. It shifted to how far each path could go. 2023 showed how far each path had come. January marked a small but telling shift.
마지막 인사드리기 전에 저희가 이제 1년 4개월 동안 열심히 또 해주신 또 이제 뮤직뱅크 은행장으로서 열심히 해주신 장원영 씨께 이제 정말 수고했다는 말씀 드리고 싶습니다.
너무 감사했어요.
Wonyoung stepped down from her role as Music Bank MC. She had held the position since IVE's debut, but the group's schedule had grown too heavy. April 1 brought Nako's graduation concert from HKT48. After years with the group, she officially stepped away to focus on acting in Japan. It was a clear transition, closing her idol chapter and moving forward without hesitation. IVE dominated the year. They released I Am, followed by Baddie. Each comeback top charts. Music show wins stacked quickly. By this point, Yoojin and Wonyoung were no longer former project idols rebuilding careers. They had become some of the main names of the fourth generation. Yoojin's work on Earth Arcade continued to be recognized throughout 2023, keeping her visible beyond music. Wonyoung took on more brand partnerships throughout the year. Fashion, beauty, and luxury brands lined up. By the end of 2023, she was ranked the top advertising model in Korea. Le Seraphim pushed globally. Their album came with heavy international promotion. The group appeared on major global stages, while the B-side spread widely beyond Korea.
I like
their
them
audience
better.
grew fast, balancing IVE's domestic strength with global reach. The solo artists settled into their rhythm. Yoonbi's Underwater exploded. The song reached listeners beyond her fan base and opened new doors. Her waterbomb performances went viral, earning her the nickname Summer Queen and turning her into a festival highlight. Later in the year, she held solo concerts and appeared more frequently on variety shows. Yena released Love Word and Hate Rodrigo in the same year. Hate Rodrigo sparked controversy over its title and concept, pulling attention across entertainment media. Still, variety remained her strongest lane. She became a fixed cast member on several shows, known for quick reactions and easy humor. Music programs and festivals brought her in as a host, trusting her ability to carry a crowd. Yuri continued building steadily. She contributed multiple drama soundtracks, took on acting roles, and released variety appearances kept her active, while her work stayed spread across music and acting without leaning too far in one direction. Chaeyeon stayed active musically. In 2023, she released
Oh, I like it. I remember. I like this one.
which became a massive hit, followed by She also appeared on several drama soundtracks, reaching audiences beyond performance-focused fans. The actors gained recognition. Haewon starred in Boyhood, receiving positive feedback and continuing her transition into acting. Her projects showed steady progress rather than sudden leaps.
정말 멋진 MC였던 민주 씨, 감사의 마음을 담은 감사패를 받아주십시오.
왜요?
Minju also stepped down from her role as a music show MC, quietly wrapping up that part of her career. During this period, she focused on connecting with fans through photo books and season's greetings, making sure she still gave something back while preparing for her next step. Nako, now fully focused on acting, filled her schedule with Japanese dramas, films, and variety appearances, staying consistently active throughout the year. By the end of 2023, everyone had found their footing. 2 groups at the top of the 4th generation, 4 solo artists with stable careers, the actors gaining recognition through steady work. What once felt uncertain had become stable. 2024 confirmed what had been building. I've stayed on top. They released
Either way I'm good. 전부 좋다고.
followed by and more throughout the year. The group held their first world tour, performing across multiple continents. Yoojin's schedule expanded far beyond group activities. She joined Crime Scene for seasons 4 and 5, sang the OST for Disney's Wish, and appeared regularly as a host for music shows and festivals. Brand deals followed steadily. By this point, Yoojin was comfortable moving between music, variety, and hosting. Wonyoung went to another level. She held the highest number of brand partnerships among 4th-generation idols. Fashion, beauty, and luxury brands continued lining up. She hosted major festivals and remained active on variety shows. Her Lucky Vicky trend spread widely online, becoming part of everyday pop culture. She also went on writing lyrics for IVE's 2024 releases, and rankings showed what people already knew. She stood at the top of Korea's advertising industry. Her schedule stayed full, and her name stayed everywhere. Le Seraphim continued staying in global stages. They released Easy, Crazy, and Hot, completing a trilogy. In 2024, they made their Coachella debut, performing on one of the world's largest festival stages.
A little rough,
Billboard
but
chart kept showing the group. Sakura and Chaewon took on more songwriting work, while variety appearances widened their audiences. Brand partnerships grew alongside it. Le Seraphim became a global group. Then came the surprise. Hitomi left AKB48 and returned to Korea. After 3 years away from K-pop, she re-entered the industry as the leader of a new rookie group. It's a full circle. She had first come to Korea through Produce 48, returned to Japan after IZ*ONE, and now came back to guide a new group. Her experience clearly influenced how she took on the role. The solo artists all peaked in different ways. Yoonbi returned to Waterbomb in 2024, and by this point, the festival had become closely tied with her name. When you think of Waterbomb, you think of Yoonbi. Her performances went viral again as Waterbomb expanded overseas, bringing her to international stages. She also appeared in the Japanese film Stolen Identity 3. She continued writing and composing, including work beyond her own songs. Yena stayed busy across entertainment. Variety shows continued booking her as a regular and guest. Hosting roles followed, and she released multiple songs throughout the year. By 2024, she fit naturally into any entertainment setting. December brought a major moment for Yuri. After a year filled with acting, music, and variety appearances, she joined the cast of Squid Game Season 2. The Netflix series introduced her to a global audience far beyond K-pop. The role marked a clear step into mainstream acting. Chae-yeon remained active across performance and variety, launching her own talk-based YouTube show. She continued releasing dance content, appeared on additional drama soundtracks, and released
We can't hire you right now, but we'll keep you in mind.
YouTube.
You'll keep me in mind. It's a good day for
which spread quickly online. Her Waterbomb Busan performance went viral, drawing attention for its choreography and movement. The actors won major recognition in 2024. Haewon's drama Boyhood from late 2023 became a massive success, leading to her winning Rookie of the Year at the 2024 Korea Drama Awards.
궁금한 게 있어서요.
네.
이상형이 어떻게 되세요?
말 안 거는 남자예요.
Her Wacky Willy commercial also went viral online, bringing her wider public attention.
선영 씨, 같이 식사하실래요?
아, 잠깐만요. 엄마. 오늘 할머니 제사였어? 빨리 갈게. 네, 할머니.
She also appeared frequently on Chae-yeon's YouTube channel, creating IZ*ONE reunion moments fans appreciated. Modeling work followed alongside her acting schedule. Minju's year moved fast. She starred in Connection and Hear Me Our Summer, then received Best New Actress at the 2024 SBS Drama Awards for Connection. Brand deals followed naturally. Her decision to focus on acting had clearly paid off. Nako stayed active in Japan, appearing in multiple dramas and films while hosting variety programs. She also became an official ambassador for Produce 101 Japan The Girls, bringing her journey full circle. By the end of 2024, none of the paths felt temporary anymore. Group leaders, solo artists, actors, and entertainers. Awards, global stages, and steady careers. What remained 5 years after disbandment was 12 careers that never stopped moving. Early 2025 showed that nothing had slowed down. I've continued touring worldwide, performing in sold-out venues across multiple continents. The scale of the tour made it clear how big the group had become. La Seraphine followed with the Easy Crazy Hot Tour, reaching audiences across regions and maintaining strong visibility in Western media. Their global recognition placed them among the few fourth-generation groups with consistent international reach. Hitomi led Say My Name at K-Con Japan 2025, standing on a major stage as the group's leader. Yuri's year reflected how far her acting career had gone. She gained global attention as player 222 in Squid Game Season 2 and 3. At the same time, she released her third EP, Episode 25, continuing her music work alongside acting. Yoonbi held her first solo tour, The Red, with concerts in Seoul and Taipei, followed by a solo show in Singapore. For Wiz Ones, it was simple. Our leader was now carrying full concerts on her own. Yena released her fourth EP with the title track Being a Good Girl Hurts, along with a Japanese collaboration single. The releases brought her to new audiences while she stayed active across variety and hosting.
Miku
Chaeyeon made her acting debut in the drama Let's Dance, which aired in early 2025. She received the Rookie Award at the 2025 SBS Entertainment Awards. Alongside acting, she continued music releases and dance content without stepping away from performance. Minju continued acting in Undercover High School. She earned a nomination for Best New Actress at the 2025 Blue Dragon Film Awards for Hear Me Our Summer. Her first lead film role, Shining, was announced for a 2026 release. Hosting work and brand deals followed throughout the year. Haewon appeared in dramas such as Friendly Rivalry and Spirit Fingers. Variety appearances remained part of her schedule, keeping her visible across different formats. Nako stayed active in Japan, continuing her acting work through multiple projects that kept her consistently booked. Throughout the year, some members reunited in reality shows, giving WIZ*ONE's precious chances to see them interacting again. Each time, the reaction came fast. Clips spread quickly, reminding fans that the connection built during IZ*ONE had never disappeared. 5 years after disbandment, something became clear. IZ*ONE ended, but nothing was lost. The
Switch to TurboTax.
separation gave each member room to grow in ways a single group never could. The legacy didn't stay in one place. It spread quietly and steadily across the industry. Can 12 members succeed separately after succeeding together?
It would appear so.
5 years answered that question. IZ*ONE sold 2.79 million albums in 30 months. IVE and LE SSERAFIM each went on to sell millions more. Add the solo releases, and the total stretches far beyond what the group achieved together. Today, the 12 members work across continents. They release music, act in dramas and films, host shows, write for other artists, lead variety programs, and represent major brands. The reach only grew wider. What felt like loss in 2021 became expansion now. 30 months together built the foundation. 5 years apart built everything on top of it. IVE and LE SSERAFIM pushed each other forward as one of the biggest rivalries of the fourth generation. The solo artists moved without overlap, each settling into a space that fit them. Eunbi on festival stages, Yena across variety, Yuri crossing into global acting, Chaeyeon centered on performance. The actors proved idle beginnings could lead to serious recognition.
I mean,
Hitomi's return to K-pop as a leader passed that experience forward to a new generation. 5 years later, the truth is simple. IZ*ONE didn't disappear. It spread. The 12 members who cried together on the 14th of March 2021 did not stay together forever, but what they built held. Not in closeness, but in impact. Not in form, but in influence. The end created 12 beginnings. Each one strengthened the original. Looking at the 12 members now, all thriving in their chosen fields, the painful goodbye of 2021 takes on new meaning. That goodbye hurt because what they had was special, but that goodbye also freed them to become even more than they were together. IZ*ONE was never meant to stay in one place. Like a constellation, it scattered into individual stars. Each one shines on its own. Together, they still light the same sky.
That is linked, and I guess not everything lasts forever, but and sometimes a separation is a better outcome overall. So that's the stream for this week. I will see you either tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I have a video hopefully coming out. I'll see what is there tomorrow, and well, yeah. So that's it, and I'll see you later. Bye.
The unkillable Demon King, the first inductee into the Hall of Legends, and the greatest
Welcome to the Blizzard Arena.
And the quest for a champion begins today.
The anticipation has been building, and it is finally time. We are live.
That is a really.
Can you get over the roof there?
Oh my!
Oh
my! What a play! What a grab!
Another jump here on the high ground. Super goes forward, but gets stuck up. The EMP comes in, and ding! He rains down hell from above.
Here comes Pine. Gets one, gets two. Looking for a bit more. Gets another one. Tuno down again. That heralds disaster generally for the Fusion, and Carpe wasn't far behind. Prophet! He's killed 4 players now on his own.
From Vancouver, locks him in the sound barrier. Sound is huge. Another bomb coming from Jono. Oh my God! He does it again.
Flutter now moving onto the Widowmaker, taking the clutch into his own hands. The headshot after headshot after headshot.
Okay, I like this for the Gladiators. We're gonna try and circle around. I'm gonna call this the merry-go-round because it makes me laugh. Makes me happy, and Sean Paul switches to the Widowmaker just the right time. Oh, the Gravy!
I'm the best tracer in the world.
Oh my word!
I mean, you could have told me that you spoke English, honestly.
The fans never thought they'd see this day. It took 43 matches. Feels like a really emotional moment here.
All right, I will see y'all. All right, I'll see y'all later next time. Until then, see ya.